You know, anymore, it seems so easy to become the victim of a scam. Unfortunately, many criminals know what they're doing. Well, attorney Michael Farlow out of Ocean Pines joins us this afternoon to help us make sure that our loved ones' most important personal information doesn't get into the wrong hands. Michael, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you joining us. It seems like more and more often the elderly are a common target.
Well, you know, the elderly, they really are a target for a lot of scam artists because the way that they live, the fact that so many of their friends may have passed on or moved to different areas, their family members aren't necessarily as close as they used to be, they become targets for people who operate scams, who know that what the elderly are looking for is somebody that'll talk to them and listen to them. And once they develop a rapport with those people, they just start taking more and more of their money.
Yeah. Now, you've actually worked on a couple of cases involving scams.
I have. I used to be a prosecutor, and there was a case where an elderly gentleman, he was in his 90s, he used to work for the CIA, and he had moved to Ocean City and gotten a caregiver, and this caregiver, over a period of 20 years, took over $100,000 from him, up to and including he bought a house for her, a car for her, paid for vacations for her, and nobody knew that it was going on for the longest time. And we ultimately prosecuted her, and just recently I've had a client who, a scam artist, has come into her life and told her about this fantastic investment scheme that was really a fraudulent investment and took about $20,000 of her dollars.
Okay. Let me turn this on a more personal note. I have an uncle that's in his upper 80s. Is there anything that I should look for to be aware of, just in case maybe he could become a victim?
Yeah, there are all sorts of things that you need to pay attention to make certain that nobody is taking advantage of your family members. You need to make certain that there aren't new people in their lives that are taking advantage of their time and sort of pushing the family members out of the way.
Right.
You want to make certain that you stay involved in their lives so that they aren't, so that there's some contact with you and you can keep an eye on them. You want to make certain that they're being open with you, because a lot of times when somebody's the victim of a scam, the scammer is going to tell them to be secretive and to be quiet about what's going on. And so they're going to be secretive not only about what's in their lives, but about this new person that's involved with them. You'll notice that they might stop talking about their finances, and so you want to try and develop the rapport back again so that you can look at their accounts. They'll be more guarded about who is this new person involved in their lives, especially if it's a new caregiver. They won't want to tell you a lot of information about them. And you want to get an idea about, if you do see somebody new involved in their lives, you want to see why they're really there. Are they there because they care about the person generally, or are they there because they want to try and take their money or their assets?
Now, we're talking specifically about elderly, but it's not just scams on elderly.
No.
It can happen to anybody, and this is where your credit report comes in.
Absolutely. Everybody needs to go ahead and check their credit report, and thanks to some federal laws a few years ago, everybody can check their credit report up to 3 times a year, and it's absolutely free of charge, so that you can look to see if anybody is using your personal information to set up new credit cards or new bank accounts, or to take your money without you even knowing it.
Okay, so to check our credit report, do we have to pay out a lot of money to get this done?
No, because you can get, like I said, up to 3 free a year. If you want to get your credit score, like if you're going to buy a new house or a new car, that's something that you have to pay for. But federal and state law require that the 3 major reporting agencies where our credit reports go to provide you with a free credit report every year. And there are phone numbers that you can call and a web page that you can go to get that information.
There's that phone number, I think, 877. Also, here's the website that you were talking about. This is annualcreditreport.com, is that right?
Yes.
And you can also get it by mail, you said.
You can get it by mail, so that people who don't have access to the internet can go ahead and very easily get the forms and just send a letter off and get that. It's really extremely important that people do that to make certain that you're protecting yourselves.
The big thing is pay attention.
Absolutely. If you're not paying attention to your own ratings or to your family members, then you're just opening a situation where somebody can come in and they can get control of your finances, or they can get control of the family member's finances, and then
you're just asking for trouble.
You're asking for trouble.
Michael, thank you so much for coming in. I
Thank you.
appreciate this. Some great information there. Now, if you would like to know more about it, you can go to delmarvalife.com. You'll find all the information right there on the show tab. We'll also provide the contact information for attorney Michael Farlow. Still ahead on Delmarva Life, if you feel bad leaving Fido behind when you're at work, well, we're going to tell you about something you just might want to consider. But next, when it comes to furniture, there's a lot to choose from at Johnny Janasic, and we do mean a lot. But among all the choices, products that are made in America. We're going to show you some of what they've got to offer you. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.